What is up, watch friends? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. I'm Tony. Today I'm wearing my Rolex Datejust 36. I gave this thing a bath last night. Just put some warm water, some soap, and a soft toothbrush. Cleaned it all up. Looks good for a just about 30-year-old watch, 29 years old. Anyway, so wanted to talk about watches and wonders coming up. So I don't know if you guys are as geeky as I am when it comes down to it, but watches and wonders is kind of like what if you know what Baselworld used to be once a year. It's a big, huge watch convention. It's like if you went into a ginormous mall and every store was a boutique of watches in itself. It's like I've never been. I wanted to go, and then once the pandemic hit, and then then Baselworld closed. But now you have Watches and Wonders, which is great, and they've got a lot of great brands, and it's a similar concept. It's a convention. It's this year. It's going from April 9th to April 15th, I believe, and I get really stoked on that because they have like a morning show, an evening show, and the press are there, and it's just, for us people that can't get there, it's just it's awesome, and I'd love to go one day, but it's not in the cards right now. But so I just wanted to talk about what I'm looking, and of course during this whole time, I am focused on the TV, watching anything I can, Watches and Wonders, just like I did with Baselworld, the YouTubers that are there that are sort of some of the more legit press. And it's cool, it's really fun. And the morning show and the late show, that's where they talk about, like, say, the morning show, they'll talk to CEOs of brands, they'll talk to, of course, people that work for the brands. Revolution Watch, Waco, and I can't remember that girl's name that works with him. They always bring great insight. He's a super knowledgeable guy. One of the sort of more legit watch YouTubers, he's more of a legit press guy, Waco from Revolution. The other ones I could take it or leave it. But anyway, so I look forward to it, and I think it's awesome. And it's something when I say look forward to, it's something to really look forward to as far as I'm concerned. So, and this year, and then every year, I apologize, I'm kind of skipping around, I will do like my top 5 picks of that year. Like last year I did a top 5, and I think my top 5 was the Rolex GMT Master 2 two-tone, and then the Zenith Pilot. I can't remember whatever all my other picks were last year, and then I got my Zenith Pilot like 2 weeks later. I didn't think that was I couldn't believe it. I was like, I got this right after Watches and Wonders, and this was like my number 2 or my number 3 pick of Watches and Wonders last year. So, and I still have it. I got to do a upcoming review on that too for my 1 year, I guess. I don't have to, but maybe I will. So what would I like to see this year from brands, and I'm going to just start with Cartier. Cartier are, of course, an iconic luxury brand, and of course jewelry as well. Cartier generally have, I think, 2 separate booths in a sense. One's for watches and then one's for jewelry. Cartier just remain classic, and that's why they're number 2 in the Swiss watch industry. They're the number 2 brand. Rolex is number 1, Cartier number 2, Omega number 3, and then it goes from there. And I know Federico had said something about why Cartier don't sell very well on the secondary, and he's like, well, they're primarily popular for women's watches, and I don't know what. And it was the whole thing is, it's like, you made no sense, dude, because no disrespect to women, because it's great having women collectors, but women alone did not make Cartier the number 2 Swiss watch brand in the world. So, but with, you got the Cartier Pasha that you saw my Pasha, you've seen my Pasha. I mean, it's just a stunning, beautiful watch. They're classic. They're the tank line, you name it, and what I'd like to see them do is, I'd like to see them. The problem with some of these with Cartier is, some of them, they'll say, well, this is the large model, this is the medium model, and this is the small model. And then you get like an XL, like an extra large model, like the Tank XL, the Tank Louis XL is quite large, and it fits and it works really well on the wrist. But then if you go, say, to a large, like I was really looking forward to possibly buying a Cartier rose gold Tank, and it was large, and I tried it on. It was tiny. I mean, it was like, dude, this should be the small, not the large. You know what I mean? But I'd love to see them bring back, and Cartier do this. They'll discontinue a watch and then they'll bring it back several years later. So I would love to see them bring back the Tortue. That's just, I love the watch. I love the shape, the Tourneau shape. I love everything about that watch. It's sort of got Breguet style hands. I'd love to see them bring that back in solid gold, but also a stainless steel variation. So they have a white gold variation with a big date at the 12 o'clock, and then of course they have like a rose gold version or whatever. And I don't know if they ever had a stainless steel version, but if they did, I'd love to see that come back. I'd love to see them bring back the Roadster. That was, when that came out in the early 2000s, I actually had one, and I really liked it. I almost felt a little bit large for me, but it was a fun watch. It was a great watch. So I'd love to see them bring that back. JLC is another brand I'm looking forward to checking out, you know. And this year I thought JLC were extremely disappointing last year, man. Just focusing solely on the Reverso. I mean, I get it. That's their royal oak of JLC. It's that one that everybody, you know what I mean, gravitates to. Every brand has that, it seems like, just something that is, that someone gravitates towards, like Patek Philippe, the 5711. It was just like that was the watch, you know what I mean? So the CEO of JLC, Catherine Rainier, Rainier, whatever. Anyway, I love her as a CEO. It's great to see a female in charge of a brand like JLC. She has great insight. Every interview I've seen with her, she's just everything she's got it put together. I just want to see them do something a little more than just the JLC, just the Reverso, you know what I mean? Do something with the Polaris, do something with, just whatever you do something different, and don't make it all about the Reverso. That's what I'm saying, you know. But JLC, of course, they make great brands. I still haven't picked one up. I bought one, I was a couple years ago maybe, and then I returned it because I couldn't tell the time on it. It was silver dial with silver hands, and it just didn't work for me, so I got rid of it. But I'd like to see what's going on with that. Then you have, of course, Zenith, but we already know what Zenith came out with. With their Defies, they came out with the Titanium Chrono Sport. They came out with the triple calendar in 3 different colorways, which I love the green. It's a little I say it's a little pricey, but for what it is, it's not. Especially if you're looking at some of the other brands that come out with the same type of watch. So yeah, I think because they were at like $13,000 or whatever. So, but Zenith have already came out with several models, so I don't know if they're going to come out with anything special or specific for Watches and Wonders. And then you've got, Rolex. Everyone wants to know what Rolex is going to do, right? That's the big thing, Rolex, man. Are they going to do something with the GMT line? Are they going to discontinue something with the GMT line and bring something back? We don't know. But that's a huge thing, and generally, are they going to discontinue the Celebration dial, the turquoise dial? Are they going to come out with a new OP line with different colors? What are they going to do with the Datejust line? I highly doubt they're going to do anything with the Daytona, because they just revamped the entire Daytona line last year, right? All new reference numbers, and of course, where the Daytona stands. So you've got that. Tudor, whatever Tudor do, they need to step it up, man, because I think in a weird sort of way, I love Tudor, but to me, they've just kind of fallen off, you know what I mean? Granted, the Black Bay 54, which I'd purchased as well, which was on my list that was also on my list from last year. You know, I thought that was really cool. You know, I like the Black Bay, the 58. You know what I mean? I love that vintage sub sort of style. You know what I mean? But they need to step it up with something else, and I just don't know what it is that's gonna put them. They're in a good position, but I think there's just something that's not quite there yet, and I'm not sure what it is. If I can't put my finger on it, you know. Some of the watches they came out with were pretty boring. You know, the Tudor Ranger, I just okay, but you know, they need to do something, and they also need to fix their quality control issues, because they do have some quality control shit they need to get taken care of. So, you know, having said that, or saying that, or whatever I'm saying, Patek Philippe is another one. You know, what are they going to do? You know, they, you know, basically discontinued half of their line of, you know, whether it's the Nautilus, Aquanaut, whatever, all the watches that they discontinued. Obviously they're going to come out with something. You know, I'd love to see them come out with, you know, a Calatrava line that is more in line with what their traditional Calatrava line was. Because what happened was I felt like they would throw something out there and call it a Calatrava, like the 5226. To me, it just didn't seem like it was you know, should fit within that Calatrava line. You know what I mean? The 6119 and the 6119G, were more in line with the Calatrava line. But if they bring out the 5119, like a revamped version of the 5119 with a hobnail bezel, I think that would be sick. And I'd love to see them do that in stainless steel as well. Doesn't have to be, you know, white gold, rose gold, whatever, but in stainless steel. That would be cool. More affordable, and, you know, also make it available, which, you know, they won't. So I think that's kind of where I'm at with these brands, and I'm really excited, and I hope you guys are too, because Watches and Wonders is a huge thing, you know, and it's a, you know, I don't know, it's fun to watch. You know, it gives you something to do when you don't have, well, not when you don't have much to do, but it's something to do. And anyway, I look forward to that. So I look forward to seeing you guys all in the next one, and we'll catch you on the next one.